Okay, and as for our chariot archer, you probably noticed that they have more options for their leveling up. Usually when you're around level 3 or so, you kind of unlock unique level ups like March, which is pretty good. You'll heal every turn, even if you do something, and Cover, which is really good against cities. But mostly I'm building this guy as a skirmisher, so I will take March. Let's see. You should probably have enough guys to take the city out, or at least start it. Okay, so there are immortals over there. Let's move our general up so we can get an attack bonus. It's back here. Yeah, no. That happens. But this sacrifice will be worthwhile because now he is surrounded by archers, and I think that's their last military unit. And we have more to reinforce the front anyway. Okay, what we can build. Kind of want to build this wonder just so I can get started on religion, because since religion right now is pretty scarce, there's only one religion on here, and they haven't taken anything that I want. Probably could build a pikeman, or at least reinforce our military a little bit, but honestly at this point I think I'm going to build this just so I can get it. I have these horsemen and they can move 3 tiles. This is majority flat land, so I don't have to worry about them being sniped. And this probably won't produce any military units anytime soon. This guy finished the camp. Have you build more farms? Actually, debating on making you build a road over to there. Even though I haven't taken the city yet, it's probably a good idea to start building one. You just sit there. You also just sit there. I don't know why he has his great rider. Well, probably because there's their worker in there, but it doesn't really matter. So, but they have now an archer unit, which means they can fire twice, which isn't a big deal because I can take that city probably in the next 2 turns or so, so I want to start moving these guys up. I think they might be in a golden age because they're producing units quite quickly. Build it all the way up to here. Hopefully I can take care of this soon. Fuck it. Ooh, of course. Okay, so I'm gonna take some losses, but I should take the city next turn. Yeah, that was what was expected, but that city's pretty much on its last legs. Okay, so now that we've taken the city, we get these buildings. Since he built the Great Library, I get it anyway. Haha. And we get his granary. His population gets slightly reduced. You notice it's now 6 instead of, I think it was originally 11. And now we have the option of either annexing it. Annexing it means that we can make it part of our empire and have full control of the city. We can create a puppet, which means it is technically part of our civilization, but we can't choose to build things here. It's mostly a puppet government where we just control it, but we don't actually have total influence over them. And since it's a capital, we don't have this option, but if it was another city, we would burn it. But I'm keeping this city, and I wanted a puppet because I cannot take the happiness hit for annexing it. And now their empire is just reduced to this sad little port town. And we will clear off the remaining resistance. It's going to make you build farms over the riverbanks. You just heal up. Nice. So, we got a great engineer. Great engineers can do one of two things. They can either rush production on the current thing in queue, so let's say if it took 10 turns to build this wonder. This guy can, I guess, expend himself and reduce it usually to 1 or 2 turns. Or I can make him a tile improvement and make him a factory, which I am going to do. Early on, you want to use them as tile improvements rather than their special ability. Unless you really want to go after something for, let's say, a wonder that is crucial to your strategy. Or just it's late in the game where the tile improvement isn't going to do much and you already improved all the tiles anyway. Okay, our horseman got better, so I will make him a medic. What that does is everyone next to him just heals a little bit, and that will help greatly since he's relatively mobile and is going to stick near our archers anyway. And now we will pick off these immortals. And let's also kill this guy. Not that they could do anything, but because I can. You have not improved. Why haven't you improved your cotton? Well, we'll do it for him. Not that he's gonna get it anyway. So she's very upset that we pretty much took Persia's capital. So she's just telling everyone in the world that we're terrible people. Everyone in the world, in this case, is Persia. Though I think they know that.
For it soars to a height to match the sky, and as if surging up from amongst the other buildings, it stands on high and looks down upon the remainder of the city, adorning it because it is a part of it, but glorying in its own beauty.
Okay, so I initially wasn't going to plan to do religion in this game, but you know what? The opportunity was there, so I'm going to do a religion. So, if you accumulate enough points, let's say 200 or so, normally it has a chance of spawning a great prophet, which, like great people, has 2 abilities. Either one, you can make him a tile improvement, and that tile just gives you a whole lot of faith. You can make him found a religion, which I'm about to do. And usually when that religion is founded, you can use him to spread your religion around to other civilizations for enhancing its benefits. So let's found a religion. Okay. Okay, Founder Relief. This is just a bonus. Just mostly exclusive to you and your religion. Only you get this. Most of these are pretty good. The one I usually default, because this is useful in almost every situation, is this. Tithe. Get 1 gold for every 4 followers. So if you have a big city like mine, so I have 17 people on there, I will get about maybe 4 gold. And then if I spread it to here, I'll get 1 gold. Other cities also get a gold. It adds up pretty fast, and that will, if my trade routes are in trouble for whatever reason, I'm still getting income. Other good ones are like interfaith dialogue if you just want to spread religion a lot and just want to get a science. Ceremonial burial is good if you're a little bit behind on happiness. We're gonna make that up. I still haven't built any happiness buildings in the capital, and for whatever reason Persia decided that cotton wasn't worth improving. That's gonna just give us 4 happiness. This one's pretty good if you're behind in happiness, but we're gonna make that up. This is good if you're going for a diplomatic victory, which you just make friends and allies with all the city-states and they vote for you as world leader. Peace-loving is not for us, unfortunately. Or not really peace-loving because of this. Culture, this one's pretty good as well. But yeah, I'm gonna go with this. And follower belief, this is a benefit that so this is a benefit that other civilizations can get if they follow your religion. So let's say if you spread your religion to, let's say, if Persia was still a thing, and I gave them their my religion, since they had the Great Library, they would get 2 faith. And this is for each world wonder. So since we have a lot of wonders, this would actually be pretty good for us. This is also a good one. Shrines provide +1 happiness with cities with 3 followers, so pretty much any base city usually ends up with 3, and you'll probably build a shrine. If you're playing Liberty and having a lot of cities everywhere, that adds up and offsets the cost for happiness. Let's see. I usually go with this one, Pagodas, because they're just a really nice building. 2 faith, 2 culture, 2 happiness. Because you can just build this and not necessarily have to have a shrine. And it does more faith, and this building just a lot better than this. Peace Gardens, I mean, if you're gonna go for Peace Gardens, why not just get a pagoda? This one's also pretty good if you have a big city like this. 1% doesn't seem that much, but 15%, it adds up over time, and plus usually if you have a big city, it does a lot. And Swords into Plowshares, if you are an actually peaceful civilization, this helps your growth a lot. We are not very peaceful. And so I'm going to go with pagodas, because pagodas are awesome. So now we found pizza. So what to build next? We could build a Grand Temple, which is a national wonder, and we can still build it even though we took over Persia's capital. Since it's a puppet, it doesn't count towards the you have to have certain buildings in all of your cities before you can build this. We can just build this right off the bat. Let's see. I think I am actually going to build a national epic because we want great people. Market I'll probably build next and then go from there. So you can become a factory. Nope, stop going over there. And lock this in just so then I can make sure this is being produced at all times. I also might as well lock this in because this is 5 food right here. So no matter what I switch with this, those are always being worked on because they just give me a lot of food. So now probably the biggest question I have is, what should I just do for a port town? I could build on here. It's just the problem is the production issue. The second step would be to take over Vienna, because one, they don't like us anyway. So we might as well just take over their port town. I hope that's a port town. I think that is a port town. Also, I think they have the Terracotta Army and some other wonder. I don't know how good their military is. If you want to take a look, usually when you look under here, soldiers, the worst amount of soldiers is Persia. They're just doing terrible all across the board. Mostly what catches my eye is this. They're not very literate. For whatever reason, even though they're surrounded by jungle and they should be producing a lot of science. I could just build one over here, so I'm just going to check this out. Okay. And as of right now, since we took this city, the city is resistance, it doesn't really do anything until this is gone. Just to prevent you from, I guess, making it into a super city after you take it over. But right now I'm just going to try to root out barbarians over here if they still exist, and then maybe just build a city over here.
Ich sehe, ihr bewundert meinen neuen Damast.
So,
Soll keiner sagen, ich sei eine ungerechte Frau. Treffen
okay,
wir eine Abmachung.
alright. So even though they denounce us, they want an embassy. Sure, I guess.
Einverstanden.
Okay, so over here, it looks like they don't really like us, and that will give you a general idea if they're going to attack you soon or not. And unfortunately, we are no longer friends with this city-state, because this kind of decays over time. So they're not giving us food anymore, which is a shame, but eh. Oh, this is relatively cleared out. You know what? Actually, what I could do, I could just make peace with Persia, honestly, and looking at this, compared to, let's say, putting a city over here, this isn't actually that bad. It's not, doesn't have as much jungle, but food production, ocean is pretty much just going to give you food anyway, and it's next to a mountain, so I'll get the science bonus. So, you know what, Persia,
And two.
yeah, I'm going to leave
That-
you alone, but give me money. Really?
لعبة شريرة.
Fine. He doesn't want to give me money.
نقرية شوي eh?
Also, if I wipe him off the face of the earth, I'm pretty sure these guys will just declare war on me, which I don't necessarily want to happen yet. I could handle it since I have this natural barrier, but not something I want to do yet. And he's throwing a hissy fit because I took his capital. Okay, so since we managed to get cotton, they are producing more food, which is nice. So let's make sure you go all the way to the capital. And actually, what I can do is I can buy a settler now because I actually have the money for it and actually settle here. That way I can get pearls. And you finish making cotton and preparing everything.
Ich sehe, ihr bewundert meinen neuen Damast. Soll keiner sagen, ich sei eine ungerechte Frau. Treffen wir eine Abmachung.
You're behaving very oddly, but basically for open borders, she wants to access my territory, most likely just to explore, and is giving me 2 gold a turn, which is basically she's giving me 60 gold just to open my borders. Usually in late game, you don't want to do open borders, mostly for tourism purposes, but right now tourism isn't really a thing, so I'll just take her money. And she's guarded. Even if, let's say, she puts a military, like, surrounding my city, if, for whatever reason, she declares war on me, everyone gets kicked out. So, great writers. They can do 2 things. They can either make a great work, which gives you 2 culture per turn and 2 of these suitcases, which is tourism, or you can just get a lot of culture. Usually for the long term, I just choose a great work because over time that adds up. And modifiers, let's say, for like culture percentages does add up to this. So let's make him write something.
How do you know, poor fool? Perhaps out there, somewhere, someone is sighing for your absence. And with this thought, my soul begins to breathe.
And you get either a nice little quote from a book, or a nice little art piece, or a soundbite if it's a musician. So, where did they put that? Okay, so usually for great works, they get put into these cultural buildings. So, it got put into this amphitheater and is generating culture and tourism. And tourism, what that is just people want to visit your city and learn about you. Right? Let's just build a market because we have a lot of money. We want to make more money. This guy here.
Education is the best provision for old age.
Awesome. Okay, education is really nice because mostly it's just science buildings. University is really nice because if you have jungle tiles, it adds a lot of bonuses. So, which is kind of wanting to get that city. Oxford University, which is really nice. It gives you 1 free tech. If you don't have anything to do with your city, you can just make it produce science with its hammers. Encore Watt, which is a wonder. It's something I really don't really go for. And research agreements. Research agreements are, let's say, if you are friends with a civilization, like actual friends, like you declare it to the world that you're friends, you can make a research agreement where after a certain amount of turns you just get a big boost in science and you just get like usually a free technology for each of you. But that requires friends, and we don't do friends. We probably want to invest in sailing soon, but as of right now, until we get that city on the ground, it's not something we want to go for. Mostly, we want to get this astronomy so we can get observatories and make our mountains useful. Let's see. I really want to do engineering just so we can make bridges. Chivalry would be nice because we get this wonder, which is pretty good. We would also get knights since we're more towards horsemen as Poland rather than just straight up infantry. But as of right now, I'll get engineering. Mostly because I also want to get metal casting for more production focused buildings.
Mae fi yw Buddig, Brenhines y Celtiaid. Heidied neb am Trambrisioi.
Okay, so somewhere in a faraway land is the Celts. They are very aggressive and very religious, so they're probably the other religion out there in the world. Let's see, do you have
Ymlaen.
anything? No, you don't really have anything. The question is, where do we meet them? Usually it's either like a stray boat or something. Eh. Let's just build more science buildings, because that's what we want a gun for. Okay. You can just scout out. It looks like they have pikemen now. But other than that, it's, I guess, maybe 2 more pikemen and maybe an archer. They don't look very scary. Okay. Okay, and a warrior. Yeah, if I just build a line here and make this like an outpost front, I can take Vienna pretty easily. And then leave them maybe this city, even though this is actually maybe a pretty good city. You can't really expand out here because there's a city-state somewhere. But, you probably want to leave civilizations at least one city, that way you have some trading partners and they're not really a threat if they're just one mediocre city. Though that one is tempting because it actually has marble, even though we have it, and a lot of food on it.